we're going to take some time to focus in on your Illuminate visionary leadership factors. So this is very important for leaders during this time to really have a more illuminate visioning around their leadership agenda. This is all about expanded awareness for a new expansive mission, and it's really important to allow the evolution of your journey to bring you even more expansion, even more clarity around your unique leadership factors. But in order to really embrace and embody this, there has to be the illumination to the visioning. You have to be able to see your mission and your vision through a more ascended eye, expanded enlightenment. And this is on a different level than what enlightenment is traditionally talked about or taught on. This will be something that's unique to you. Let's take a few moments to do some deep breathing. I always like to begin these processes actually doing activations with really connecting to the life force energy, the new life force energy. Let's take about 3 deep breaths, please. Okay. So I'm going to take a few moments just to be present in this space so that I can be in the receptive mode to receive the activation that needs to come forth. One of the things that I do know is that during this time, as I mentioned about having this more illuminate awareness and visioning, and I want to expound upon why that is really important. We have to be mindful that over the years in the development of leadership, there's been a lot of templates given of what a leadership blueprint should look like. Kind of a checklist of things that are qualities of a good leader. And though those are all fine and well, and they definitely have worked and served. But in this newer expansion, we're being called to go far beyond that. Because what we'll find is a lot of what has been introduced is very surface level success or surface level kind of an entry level into what's supposed to be a greater context and a greater expansion, but I find often limits people. But when they step into their own individuality, especially as a leader, then you're going to get the wisdom and insight that is unique for your mission and your purpose. But it's time to expand that and be more enlightened in this way, where you can see things about your leadership mission that you didn't see before. But not only that, it's not so much just about seeing something that was there and you missed it. What it is that with these new eyes, you're going to still see something that you didn't see before. And that is the greater potential and purpose and possibilities that are ready to be unleashed. And so sometimes, even though maybe it seems like some delays around a few things, or the progression of even you coming into the knowledge of knowing and understanding this bigger context, you have to see that as serving as well. And as interesting as that may sound, I believe that it is coming up because we have these different elements of our journey that can often produce whether things that don't seem aligned or some contrast or, just typical delays. But again, it's serving. And if you examine over your leadership journey, you'll probably find that to be true if you've been awake, for sure. Okay, so let me be present with the space again. Thank you. So one of the reasons why this illumination of your visioning is important is because there's a greater call to humanity and the awakening of leaders on various levels, leaders within their home, leaders within their workplace. It's not just about leaders from the traditional standpoint that we see when people are called to a certain role and they serve in that role and many people follow them. But you're going to see more so the rising of responsible, non-linear leaders, if you will, who are going to show up and they're going to demonstrate and they're going to represent a lot of the key core elements and aspects that leaders who are in certain positions, that have these influential positions, you're going to find that it's going to be some of the ones that seem more on a local level who are going to rise to the top in these demonstration formats. So the mother who's at home, certain people within their families who have been overlooked, these are going to be the ones who are going to take stage in the leadership dynamics. So let's take a deep breath, please. Okay. I want to be present here. The seeing through new eyes is what's coming up. That's part of the illumination. Seeing through new eyes and seeing not just your leadership mission, but your life and how you lead your life and seeing and viewing your life from that more expansive state. And so something else that's coming up is that the illumination helps to catapult you ascending in a sense, being grounded yet ascending. And that's important. We need to be like trees where our roots are going deep, but yet our essence is stretching up, as I like to refer to the heavens, so to speak, ascending. And you have to be able to allow your leadership agenda to ascend in that way. And so I'm feeling guided that a powerful intention around that is going to come up, and it may be something that arises in your awareness, but also could be one that I receive to do sort of an impartation. So I want you to feel yourself grounded yet stretching. A very powerful vibration when doing that. Let's take another nice deep breath, please. So one of the things that's coming up is seeing the world through your eyes, through these new eyes, through new illumination. So what does that mean for your leadership mission, your leadership agenda? What does that even look like? Let's just be present for just a few more moments and think about that. So let's continue just to be with the space for a moment. And I want you to imagine yourself seeing beyond, as if The lights are on, and you can see so many different aspects that you could not see before. I'm just allowing more time just to be in the space. I think it's really important that you receive your own information and wisdom during this time. Certainly, this experience is bringing up the necessary prompts and triggers that you need in order to evoke and stimulate just the different layers and levels of wisdom and insight that's within you. How can you be more illuminate during this time? How can your eyes of understanding be more enlightened? So right now, I want you to focus in on the new light. Should be some new light coming into you. Take some deep breaths, please. Let's take about 5. Now I'm going to call forth the activation for all that has come up for you in the Illuminate awareness of how you need to anchor and ascend, how you need to be present with the more expanded leadership calling throughout the world during this time. So the activation also is compounded with multiple layers of blessings. There's more people who are going to be touched and impacted by your influence than you could have ever imagined. Take another nice deep breath, please. So I'm going to expand the activation. And what this means when the expansion around an activation comes, it means it has a more evolutionary edge. The leaders need to be really aware of this, because this shows that there's no limitations to that visioning that's so important right now. So activating this new higher awareness, activating new eyes, new illuminate purposes and intentions. Grounding this new illuminate visionary leadership factor according to the unique individuality of each person under the sound of my voice. Let's see if it stays here. I want you to take 5 more deep breaths. Now send you forth in this new visioning, seeing through golden eyes, illuminate eyes, higher understanding. Your leadership agenda will never be the same with this level of visioning. Could you know advice feedback, please? Feel the anchoring of that? This feels complete. You go forth and lead in your new light. Keep ascending upward. And change lives. Thank you.